This is not your average venture capital fund. This is a venture capital fund with a true mission and with heart. The Focus Fund works with small companies who have potential cancer breakthroughs, new drugs for cancer patients. And it funds clinical trials. Our basically aim is to get these drugs to the patients who need them.
What our vision is over the next decade and a half to put capital to work in 100 cancer therapies. At that point, it's a diversified pool of assets that can really move the needle, not only in creating wealth, but also in cancer therapies and saving lives.
So Cancer Focus Fund was introduced to me just as they were forming. And Ross and I met to discuss just this idea of, is there a space for incorporating sort of early innovation and getting a really expanded, really novel, innovative arsenal of therapies to the right patient populations.
Most of the venture capital is in Boston, San Francisco, on the coast. But we saw really good technologies from Dallas to Shreveport, down to New Orleans, over to Houston. And we overlaid the venture capital, and there was a disparity. And where there's an inefficiency in the market, there's an opportunity.
One of the best things about being in Houston, Texas is you're in the largest medical center in the world, and you have a confluence of multiple major medical institutions. All of these institutions come together and work to drive amazing medical innovations.
We have people who have different expertise. They share with us the science behind the drugs as well as some information about their company. And we have a scientific advisory board made up of some of the very brightest minds in cancer medicine today.
Your traditional venture fund is you have 2 or 3 general partners. They source all the deals and they make the decisions. Ours is process driven, structured in a way that once the patients get fully enrolled, not only that the drug is safe, but that the drug could be efficacious.
As Cancer Focus Fund really developed, you've seen this real synergy in understanding potential startups that are bringing new therapies that these clinicians really, really want and see a huge area of unmet need to deploy them in. From my perspective, there's a very unique hole that's been filled that doesn't get filled in other aspects of the field.
We were able to announce our investment from the Cancer Focus Fund last year as we were in the middle of an application for CPRIT, which is the Cancer Prevention Research Institute of Texas. I do not think I would be here without the Cancer Focus Fund's investment and commitment. It was the first larger fund to really put a stake in the ground and say, yes, this is an important technology and this is an important company. We want to help drive it forward. And we're going to do this in collaboration with MD Anderson as the flagship site for this trial.
There's a humility at MD Anderson that although it is one of the largest cancer centers in the world in terms of research as well as enrollment, that the technologies are global. And so we focus to do clinical trials at MD Anderson.
The reason we get out of bed each and every morning is to fight this dreaded disease. And that's what the Cancer Focus Fund allows us to do.
If you work in this field, you get a lot of calls. My uncle, my mother, my grandmother, my spouse has this type of cancer. What can you do for them? For me, I like that I never have to say nothing. Feeling like we're not so far from that place is a really good feeling for me and makes me think that, maybe I picked the right career after all.
The ability to save lives is, I think, at the core of what we're doing.